Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Final Fantasy Legend 2. So last we left off, we'd beaten the boss at the end of this place. Then I walked around and did some grinding. Mr. S is kind of out of power now, but one thing I forgot to show off is that you can actually talk to them. He would have different things to say on the way up the cave, but it's kind of just general, yeah, you got this type stuff. So anyway, and since Lantern is leading, that's who Mr. S is going to talk to. And we vow to come back with her father, and Mr. S leaves. So let's go to town, where we see Mask. His name is going to be Mask eventually, and we think he's our father. We are naive. So let's see, Shrine of Isis is to the west. There's a cute parrot named Key in the shrine, so someone named Key off in the west. This kind of looks like the dude. Oh, not him. And we might find Magi left in the relics of ancient gods. Let's talk to everybody. Yeah, we've noticed. But Ashura's monsters, huh? It's not the same Ashura as the first game. But Ashura, if you're named Ashura, you're generally not a very nice person in this game, apparently. So we have an inn, we have a coffee house. And there's a thing called a Pillar of the Sky, which holds up the celestial world. We will need to take advantage of that. Over the northern mountains, Ashura's men looking for Magi. There's a base in the North Valley, near where the pillar is. No thanks. Refreshment, I think, sometimes can get you a hint about what to do next, but I wouldn't hold out hope for it. You may need to use it at one point. Let's see something. Okay. So I'm looking at this. I'm not going to explain anything just yet, because in a few minutes, we will be talking about this stuff. And let's see what we got. No SMGs. Darn. Because an SMG is actually a really good weapon for early on in this game. Yep, no SMGs for us. They're expensive. And after I do this video, we will do a lot more, well, I will do a lot more grinding, and you guys will see the result of it. Excuse me. So let's talk a little bit here after I get a drink. We have one of each of the 4 types of characters in this game, which allows me to go into a little detail here. And I will probably have to show off that meat guide, because I've changed that formula too. Yeah, the monster meat guide I showed last time, that's changed just a little bit, but I think it makes it easier. So let's talk about good grief, my throat. Let's talk about the 4 different types of characters here. Let's start with the human, me, Surat. You have strength, defense, agility, mana. All characters have that. You have maximum hit points, which has gone up since we did some fighting. The stats did not appear to go up much, though. Meh. So humans here gain quite a bit of their abilities by equipping different items, as you might expect. But instead of having to chug down a bunch of drugs, they now semi-randomly gain stats after battle. It's like, I think there's like an invisible XP counter ticking off, and once they get so much, a stat increase happens. Sometimes it's hit points, sometimes it's one of the 4 stats there. What the exact, excuse me, what the exact method this game uses to determine what goes up, I don't think anyone knows exactly. I know that certain weapons, like the long sword or the hammer or other types of heavy weapons, increase your chance of getting a stat increase. Just surviving battle will get you a hit point increase. If you use rapiers and such, that gets you an agility increase. And if you use magic weapons like the side blades, that gets you a mana increase. Or if you use the spell books. But other than that, that's what a human has to do. They equip items, the items have, as you see, durability attached to them. That's pretty much what you got going on with a human. With a mage, their stats increase in exactly the same way, they just do it slower. However, they get access to 4 skills. So just like the first game, they get up to 4 skills. However, in this game, it's not random which skills you lose. Thank God, they changed that. Now as you're walking around, if you've already got 4 skills, and we do, whenever you pick up a new skill, the last one in your list is the one that's removed and replaced. So, in this area I could pick up Cure, for example, and then I would have Flame, Fire, Warning, and Cure. And I would go, oh, I want to replace that Cure with that one, and it would actually switch. So right now I've got Warning in the last spot because I gained it twice. And I actually gained it 4 times. It kept giving me Warning after I had it. Go figure. So yeah, that's the deal with the mutants. They gain stats a little slower than the humans, but they get access to all these nifty abilities which refill for free at an end. Monsters are exactly the same as they were last time. They level up when you find, well, level up or level down when you find meat and eat it. And the chart is mostly the same, but they did change a few things on it. One thing got changed on the chart, really. I can go over that probably in this video. I will probably make it a second part of this video because I need to expand the window. But, yeah. And right now Star's starring off as a baby dragon. And baby dragon is not super strong, but I would like to keep the baby dragon long until we actually can evolve into the right type of monsters. Go figure. And now for the new addition to all this, the robot. Robots do not gain stats through battle. They just don't. They can't. They cannot gain experience. What a robot gets to do is gain experience or gain stats through whatever you equip onto them. So this Colt, for example, well, I think it increases the strength of viewpoints. The shield, I don't think it actually does much. I think it gives you like a 2-point... I can actually look that up and tell you exactly what they give you, but it will silence the music while I do so. If I can find the list. It's somewhere in here. Hang on. It's a +2 defense for a bronze shield, which we have, which is nice. So, yeah, and it's like, the gun gives him 6 strength points. Whoops. And let's see back in. So without the gun, he would have 0 strength. Fair enough. But things like rapier will increase agility. Things like whips will increase agility. Long swords will increase strength. And the armors, well, they will increase defense. That's pretty much the way it works. It's fairly straightforward, and I don't think anything will actually allow him to gain mana. He's stuck forever in the mundane world. But such is the way of a chromed out Shadowrunner robot. So let's show something you can actually do with these guys. We've got enough money to show this off. Nope, I need the other. I already forgot the armor is in the other place. So, what we can do... I mean, I need to buy helmets and gloves for everybody. I would love to buy some gold because those are 5 times as effective as the bronze, but I can't quite afford extra gold. Okay, that should be enough bronze gauntlets. So, I keep brushing a button I don't want to touch because it's really annoying here. So anyway, you notice defense is 8 right now. So let's do this. Let's start with you. You only have so many inventory slots, but you will, you still need to do management. So defense is 10. Defense is 12, defense is 14, defense is 16, defense is 18. So yeah, you can stack multiple types of the same armor on robots. Which, when I get a hold of a better weapon, I will probably switch it out. Things like that. But generally, you want as much defense, and you want to increase agility so it's not stuck in the back of everything. But also notice the max hit points went up when I equipped those weapons, or when I equipped the armors. Each one of those also gave us 9 hit points, maximum. And you'll learn the thing about equipping armor to the robot is it doesn't matter if it's a gauntlet, doesn't matter if it's helmet, doesn't matter if it's a chest plate. Each tier gives the same exact bonus no matter which piece of the set you give it. So if that had been a bronze helmet or a bronze armor, same exact bonus. So there you go, there's your primer on robots. So give me just 1 second here, and I will get set up, and we will talk about the monsters. And we will show their stuff all over again. So give me just 1 second, folks. One thing before we jump into the whole monster meat description. When you equip anything with uses on a robot, maybe you've already noticed it, or when you take it off, when you equip or unequip, this works both ways, its uses get cut in half. Also, you may think this is, well, that's really bad. How would you ever use anything? I will show you. Our Colt has 12 uses now. If a human had this equipped, that would be all they would ever get out of it. But come on, work with me. When robots stay at an inn, all of the consumable items they have get completely recharged, even if they're completely used up. So if you've got something that only has like 5 uses, but it's like really super powerful, and it gives you a decent stat bump, stick it on a robot, and you can use it over and over and over again, but you won't get many uses out of it. You'll get like 2. But still, useful as a pocket nuke if that's the way the thing works, or a full party heal, or whatever it does. So anyway, now, for real, on with the other guy. Okay, so here we are. Here is the Monster Evolution Guide, and hopefully I will remember to put the link to this in the description if you want to take a look at it. So, when you're looking at monsters here, and because someone said, oh, your cursor didn't show up last time, I'll try to highlight things like that. First thing you want to notice is that there are 36 families of monster, and each family has 5 different levels. Okay? Easy enough. When your monster eats a piece of monster meat, it does 2 things. One, it determines where it goes, which family it turns into, and then it determines which level it takes of that family. Simple enough, right? Well, there's this chart, and then there's this chart that we need to pay attention to, but we will get to that in a second, but just know that it's there for right now. What happens is you notice that families are also divided up into classes of A, B, and C. A class monsters are generally the weakest, B is medium, and C is the strongest. Generally. You can't completely go by that, but you can assume that a Class C monster will have much more abilities and such than a Class A. Fewer weaknesses, things like that. You can assume that. Won't always be true. So first, you gotta figure out what family you will become when you eat a piece of meat. And unlike the chart from last time, what you start out as doesn't really affect you nearly as much. It still does, but you're not having to compare 2 charts, and you won't get has no effect ever again. This is because my throat wants to gum up, but that's not why. This is because whenever you eat a piece of monster meat, you look at whatever we're going after. Let's say Jaguar. Okay? The Jaguar has 9 and negative 27 next to it. What does that mean? It means you either add 9 to the number of the monster you start with, or subtract 27 from it, whichever one is easier for you to do. So let's say we were talking about this baby dragon that Star is. Right there. It's a family 20, class C. Let's say we ate the Jaguar meat. This is we either add 9 or subtract 27 from number 20 here. So adding 9 gets us to 29. Subtracting 27, if you look, you subtract 20. But from 20, forgot to highlight this, excuse me, 20 to 29, that's a plus 9. But 27 subtracted will get us the same spots, because once we hit 0 going backwards, we loop around. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27. They both get us to 29. That's the only reason they included the negative is because if you're in a spot, you can either subtract or add, and you won't have to go around. You won't have to loop around like I did to subtract 27. That's the only reason. Okay? So you would think, okay, we're a Medusa now, cool. Except that we are a baby dragon, which is a C class, and we just ate class A monster meat. We go over here. If a C eats an A, it loses a rank. It drops back one species, one family. Same with a B eating an A. If anybody eats B class meat, they don't move any extra slots. But if you eat C class meat, you're not a C class monster, you jump up a spot. Which, basically, if you notice what that does, wherever you land, you subtract one, you're dropping from a C to a B, or a B to an A. Likewise, if you're adding one, you're going from an A to a B, or a B to a C. So, because we are a C-class monster, and we ate A-class meat, we are now suddenly in were-rat territory. So that tells us what species we get to. Figuring out which level here, well, I'm trying to extend that. Over. This looks complicated. It's really not. Each one of these levels has 5 levels. Each one of the families has 5 levels. At the end of the list here is their DS level, which is basically just the strength of that particular thing. So the fungus is 1. The mushroom is a 5. The champno is a 6. The shiitake is an A. And the toadstool is a B. Now, when you eat meat, and the baby dragon has a special case here because if it's a starting monster, all of your starting monsters are level 1. No matter what this chart says, if you can see the baby dragon, if the first one is supposed to be rank 5, it's actually rank 1. If you were to turn into a baby dragon naturally through eating meat, then it would be a 5, but starting level, it's a 1 for all intents and purposes right now. So you would compare, in this case, your baby dragon is a 1, the meat you ate is a 1. So what happens? It takes those two numbers and takes the highest one. Then it goes over here. It tries to match you up with a 1, and it doesn't find one, so it starts going down and hits 0. So it goes, well, we're going to default to the lowest number, which is a 2, which means you start out, you eat the jaguar meat, you turn into a were-rat. Now, let's say that the baby dragon had come naturally, and it was a full level 5. We still ate the jaguar meat. It's a 5 versus a 1. The 5 wins out. So then you go over here, and suddenly there is a 5 right here. And instead of turning into a were-rat, we turn into werewolf, which is now a level 2 monster. It is possible to still drop. Let's say we ate... What do we have to eat to get to that level? Something plus 15. Let's say we ate a goblin meat as a baby dragon. Let's say we ate goblin. Just for, just to get here. So the goblin moves you 15. Baby dragon, 20 plus 15 is 35. Minus 1 for the A-class meat. Suddenly we're in Zombie Town, and let's say this wasn't a starter class, but it was a level 5, eating level 1. So the zombie has a 2, a 4, and an 8. It doesn't have a 5. So what would happen is the 5 would fail and it would drop down to 4. We see a 4, we're a ghoul. And that is how you determine what monster you're going to turn into. So, just a note on Star's progress here, I'm going to be avoiding eating meat of any kind for a very long time because we will not run into any C-class monsters. We won't even run into B-class monsters for a while. The only thing we're going to find for a good long while is A-class. Even that boss we ran into in the cave is an A-class monster. And if we'd have eaten it, it's level 2. At 6, 26, we would become a silver, which is something along this line. Some type of horse creature, which would be somewhat of an upgrade, kind of, because it would get us to a higher base number, but it would drop us down to B rank. Go figure. But yeah, now I have done all the explaining I need to do for, well, all of the creatures, all the party members. So I do believe that will do it for this time. We got it out of the way in video 2. So now I'm going to grind a whole lot and hopefully raise up a few stats. It's harder to do now, and it takes longer. Yay! But it didn't cost nearly as much money, and we will be able to grind up a whole lot of money while we do this. Money's also a fixed quotient. It's weird. Like, level 1 monsters in World 1 always give you 33 gold. Unless you fight a pair of them, then they give you 33 gold plus 3 gold each for 72 gold. Don't think about it too much. The math gets really weird and it's worse than even this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go do that. You guys, I hope you found this enlightening. And I don't remember if it's a whole lot more convoluted for the Final Fantasy Legend 3, but I don't look forward to explaining it there either. But anyway, until next time, take care everyone. I'll see you later.